always love channeling Isis, and for today, she is coming through with another message, and I hope you get to enjoy this as much as I will. And may you feel the love and blessings that she can provide for you as you connect with her directly with yourself. She's available to all of us. I just enjoy her energy and her power. It is I, Isis. I welcome you all to this message. And although Suzanne will consider it a timely message, it truly is a timeless message, and that is the point of what I am wanting to talk about today. You all are very focused on a physical body, a body that has a time and space to it, in your opinion, and yet you fail to realize that behind it, it is still connected to the light patterns that run the whole entire show, which is what you also can include your body under. The body is a beautiful thing, and it's very sacred, and it's a singular representation of each individual spirit here on earth. I will not go into details of what you can do as far as creating an earthly body at will. That will be when you are ready to receive that expanded learning. But for today, I want to talk about your physical body and what it listens to and what it obeys. So the reason I am timeless is because my body has no age. It has no feeling of weight to it, although I can be very weighty in a good way. I love the feeling of the sensations of the earthly body. Mine is beautiful, opulent, and always sustaining itself. You might have read in some writings about people talking about the fountain of youth, and that is what I am wanting to discuss today. When you hear the word fountain, that lets you know that there is a flow to it, meaning that it is on or running, or if you think of electricity, it is lit up. The fountain, though, is something that is directed from you. Although you all give your bodies to everybody else in some way or fashion on earth, the body is always sacred and obedient to you best. The body obeys the sound of yourself. The feelings that you have within it create the light patterns that then get translated into physical appearances, is the best way to describe that. Appearances. Although you watch technology and you know that that person's not physically in whatever it is that you're watching, the same is with your body. Your spirit, although it is directing it, it's not inside a time and space. So it can appear nowhere and everywhere at the same time. This is the body that I want to talk about today. If you ever have an opportunity to take the Merkaba workshop that Suzanne will be presenting when she is ready, you will know that your body has layers to it, lights to it, frequencies to it, and that all comes back into that understanding of its origins as being more than physical. Your body is the sacred temple, as it were, of heaven. How does it exist? It should be honored. adored, loved on. And you will see a new phase of your body awakening itself in ways that you did not even know it could do. Do you realize that every single organ, every single tissue, every single bone, every single part that you consider physical that has been analyzed to death, and I mean that pun intentionally, is just moving molecules? And it's not even molecules, but that's the word that you would understand. It's just moving vibration around to appear to be this or appear to be that. So to come back into your sacred body, you must go back to its origins. And when you do, you will start seeing patterns of light around your physical body when you are open and ready to receive that. And from that, though, you will be able to notice how those frequencies will then translate into physical apparitions, appearances. When you are seeing things in your physical body that feels out or appears to be off balance or off frequency, it's just like a note that is sung off tune. If you would just give yourself a minute and go deep within your spirit and connect and let the light frequencies radiate, emanate out, you will see that your body knows how, even to this day, and even with whatever it is that you've given it as a judgment from its physical standpoint, that it will not only correct itself, it will connect to your sacredness as if it had never happened, because from its sacredness it has not. You spend so much time and attention trying to batten down the hatches with physical outlaying of understanding, and yet if you would just take it back a notch and see where it came from, come back into your origins and open up there, then you would not have any need to fix anything in the physical, because nothing will need fixing. Even in your culture today, it talks about where illnesses come from. Illness, not ISIS, illness, meaning offness. It comes from what you consider to be stress. Really, what is stress? It's a disconnecting from your spirit. It's a trying to disconnect from your spirit and make your body behave a way that it is not natural for it to know how to do it. In nature, there is oneness. So your earthly bodies, that is all natural for the most part, even though you might ingest and bring into it stuff that isn't. At one point, it was all created. But the naturalness of your body knows how to vibrate in a frequency that wholeness pervades. But it awaits your direction to do that. It does not listen to anyone else's direction but your own. And before you get down on yourself of thinking, I must be making a mess of this, instead realize that you've just been connecting to a topical layer instead of the origin of this. This is a really big deal, because being earthly, the only thing that makes you earthly is your physical body. Once you lose it, you are no longer considered an earthly being. And yet you have it. And the whole lifetimes for most people are considering all the time, trying to correct it or cajole it or control it. and yet you don't understand that it is a sacred collaboration for you. So I'm going to give you an assignment. I'm going to give you a challenge. You have spent so much time thinking of your outer shell. Let's go back into the origins for a few days and see how different the outer shell will appear for you. It's just a projector on a movie screen, for lack of a better term to use with you, or an image on any kind of screen. Go back to where it is. Open up to where that image is whole and at one with itself. Feel it, know it, see it, experience it there. And then just let the outside appearances be what they are for a few minutes. And see if you notice an opening that happens from within you, outer to your physical body. You will see a release, an opening of freedom, that you will experience the essence of timelessness, of weightlessness, of your spirit. And when you do, let that spirit reset, set, connect your physical, so that you will be at one with all those molecules running around that you call a physical body. When you are in harmony with yourself, the body acts and behaves in harmony with you. And when you are out of harmony with yourself, get in harmony with yourself first, and your body will follow. And with this body, when you start working from your spirit out, you will then be able to use your Merkaba system, your light-bearing system, light patterns, frequencies, vibrations, with a sense of directive will instead of happenstance. You will know what it is doing for you. You will feel and sense things happening to you. They might appear instantaneously because you are creating in a timeless field. You are working in another way of starting out being whole and letting that go and balance out being human. And you might even like it. It truly is time to go within yourself for all direction. For all connection. For all wellness. You can tell wherever you are at in your mind, do not try to jump over into a way of not trusting anything outside of you. Instead, it has to be because you trust, you will be guided on what to do next. Who better to know that connection than yourself for yourself? It is worth any kind of focus, any kind of time, any kind of practicing, as it were, as Suzanne calls it. But allow yourself to become at one with your light being. Watch it become beautiful, effervescent, filled with light skin. Watch it go into the veins of your blood and purify it. Watch it feel that going into your bones and balancing them, opening them up to their light patterns. resonating with the harmony of heaven. There's no speed on making this happen except for there's no reason to keep living in stress. You have a sacred body. It's time that you get to enjoy it. And that is all for now. Always live in your own feeling of powerfully being connected to all that is good, that is loving, that knows with clarity all wellness in all levels.